Hello everybody. Так, okay, so drawing some fish eye with a left hand. Don't know if you noticed before. Sometimes I draw with a left hand. Так. So this is a very interesting thing about like a dominant hand. I still kind of figuring it out. So I'm kind of originally I born left-handed, but in a school, where like kind of when you go to school, first grade, you study writing, and everybody was writing with the right hand, and also it's kind of in my period. I don't know like right now, but in my period it was considered wrong to use left hand. So I was like trained from school to write with right hand. So before this, I always been drawing with the left hand. So like before I go to school, everywhere I've been like a drawing comic books, some whatever kind of children drawings. And during school, for some time, I was keep drawing, kind of for some time period, I was remain drawing with left hand, and then I totally switch to right hand. So like writing and drawing became all by right hand. So it was like like 7-year-old, and about 9-year-old probably I totally was like completely right-handed. So let's see here. So, and I'm not sure, maybe it's kind of like a coincidence, or maybe it's related. About this age, about like 10-year-old, I start to get this major art blocks when kind of like my perfectionism became like so strong and unbearable. So I stopped drawing comic books and kind of drawing in general. I'm kind of like if compare to time before 9-year-old when I was drawing all the time, then I start to draw less and less because like you think too much and it's too much kind of kind of. So I have here horizon line, here this X. kind of too much interruption with the thinking. Second, again advertising. What? It's again a push advertising in the stream. Let me check. Так. Monetization. Yeah, I still have like mid rules. Так. Let me know if you see advertising. Так. Okay, so here's our grid. Then let's put the stuff. Kind of box. Make horizon line little curved. Yeah, so anyway, when about like 15, I decided to go study art. So go to art college, and study, like doing all this basics, like hatching, straight lines, drawing like still life, plein air and stuff. So, and all this kind of like I trained my right hand, right? And only about when I was like 24 maybe, I remember that I've been left-handed in the childhood. Hello, DBZ. So, and I'm thinking like, whoa, wait a second, that's interesting. So, because it's kind of, it's not just about kind of like which hand is holding pencil. It's about, first of all, is this difference with left and right hemisphere. So right hand, for example, is controlled with left hemisphere, which is kind of being told is more like logical, rational, and left hand controlled by right hemisphere, which is more about intuition, right? Like intuitive and not like left hemisphere kind of operates linearly, like step by step, like like analyzing and stuff. When right hemisphere more about kind of working with the chunks of information. So also there is correlation with like using hands related also to hemisphere, which is responsible for kind of like for speech, I think, and kind of like verbal activity. So left-handed people is not only about hand, but it's just kind of totally different, like neural chain. So like your mind like working with different chain, going through different paths, let's say. So, and when I was thinking about this, like, hey, so if I born kind of with this left-handed system, right? So it might be more organic for me to work with left hand. And about like it was like 2009 or 2010, so I started to train my left hand. Like I've been start again like almost like start to learning drawing again. Same like straight lines, curves, and also start to make like same kind of tasks. Like I do drawings with the right hand, but started to do with the left hand. And it's really interesting. It's crazy. You can feel difference a lot. So I'm not sure it's like if people can always see it, but you always feel it. It's very, very different. And it's like a most clear kind of difference, which is like immediately you can notice, like for artists, like when I draw like with left hand, it's left hand have some kind of like crazy sense for shapes, some kind of like organic shapes. It's grasps automatically. It's like it's somehow kind of like you discover brain, which is you discover some kind of part of your mind which know better how to work with shapes, and you like, wow, it's crazy. Like you draw with the right hand, everything looks like kind of more dry and technical. I draw with left hand, and every line became more kind of curvy, and I even like don't know how to say it. They like feel more more vivid, like breathing, more breathing lines, kind of. So like when draw portraits, for example, like I did some quick portraits. Portraits is best for left hand. No, or also kind of like drawing fingers actually. And just the gestures, shapes, line art. Everything start to get this more like groovy quality. So, and like I say, remember like in the childhood I start to get this perfectionism, like inner critic, which is not only like criticize your result of your work, but it's kind of like watching every move. It's like being critical about every line you do. It's like you making a line and it's already being like criticized, like this inner critic already kind of judging this. But when I draw with left hand, really I don't have this voice. So it's totally different. It's like I'm working with different mind. And it's actually much more complex and deeper than this. Like critic is only part of it. Is in general, it's just like really like you have second nature or some second brain. So you basically is like being two artists. Like one artist is who draw with the right hand, another artist who draw with left hand, who have like kind of different perception, and he feels differently. Tick. So there's some background. And kind of a lot of interesting details. I will need to maybe write essay about all of this. Like other details is like, for example, like we're doing warm-ups, right? Like in the morning you can draw some sketches to warm up, so you start to see how your hand became more confident, lines more kind of like you get better control and stuff. And if you make warm up with left hand, your right hand feels also like it being warmed up. So you do an exercise with your left hand and your both hand being warm up. You take like to start to draw with right hand, it already feels like you've been drawing with right hand today. So this is kind of interesting relations. But it's not very work other way around. It's like if you draw with right hand, I don't know, left is just always kind of ready to draw. Not depends from the right hand. So it's just some kind of like a different process of warming up left hand to draw. It's like when you focus, when you concentrate to make more accurate lines, for a left hand, it's a different reason. Like for a left hand, I need to concentrate to kind of like a tame it. So make sure it's like will not go in some weird curve trajectory. With right hand, it feels more like you're like making, you kind of like missing certain coordinates. You know, it's like, because like I say, it's like right hand is like more analytical, more technical. So in the right hand is like, you know, there is kind of dots, and you being like kind of targeting these points in a system of coordinate. So you practice this accuracy of aiming. With left hand is no aiming like this. It's not about coordinates. Left hand is kind of like just living, just being itself. I don't know. It feels like kind of like a living process, and you need to make effort to kind of like a managing riding horse, you know. So you say like, okay, go here, kind of turn here. So it's really interesting. It's have like more character on itself. So it's like line go one direction, and you say like, wait, little turn, little turn. So here I find this reference. I'm not sure from where. It's definitely like Korean, and there is word aniforce. So can actually make like screenshot and use Google search. Aniforce. So in this interesting, I didn't find any information about this. Any information like especially about like artists, you know, like if there is artists who been like left-handed and then became right-handed and change back again, kind of, because it will be like really interesting. There is no book like this. I don't find anything. So maybe I will write about this. So change back entirely to left hand and describe whole experience, like what happened and like what is the difference, you know, because it's really difference. It's much more complicated than writing, you know. You like there is a lot of material about like adult people who been like, oh, I'm actually left-handed, so I need to learn again how to use my left hand for writing, for doing like daily stuff. And it's very easy. Like in 1 year you can practice all this. Like can write, can brush your tooth and stuff, use hammer with the left hand. That's not difficult. But drawing is another story. Drawing is really crazy. When it's like like a job, not just some hobby. When you need to draw a lot, and like with right hand I can draw like much faster, and it's like less effort, less stress, but at the same time it's like I feel is like I'm liking something when I draw with right hand, and left hand given me this. Left hand like given me something which been lost. Kind of this. So write me in the comments like what is your situation, like are you left-handed, or like you've been trying switch hands, like what do you feel, how it feels for you. So they have, I thought it's a kind of holding chopsticks, but it's kind of like magic wands. They have magic wands. Hello, Randall. Ah, nice. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, and I note like, and now I also like I notice like I do this like where's like I do in warm-ups, for example, this figure sketches. Like here's not like this, right? So it's like left-hand figure sketches, and here's some quality in the left-hand line, kind of like I even don't know, like not emotional, like organic is like more organic, and finesse, kind of this organic finesse. It look like a grass or like some natural um, organic form, like we can see, in the nature. And I already can see when I watch some like in internet some drawings of some artist, and they're doing like this, like a straight lines when they're drawing figures. It's like very kind of geometrical lines, and it's like, oh my god, this looks so right-handed. So because this kind of like it's so amazing. It's like it can be, you know, I don't know. It's like it's always have this like underlying current which right hand don't have. So right hand, you know, yeah, immediately can see it's just a line. Так, cool, interesting. So it's interesting that like I don't see any information about this. There's only like some, you know, about like, oh, switch your hand, like draw upside down, try draw with your leg, kind of this, but no information about like artists who have experience of drawing with the right hand and the left hand, or like about artist who kind of like his mind built to be left-handed, but he been drawing with the right hand, and then he turned back to left hand, and now he can compare, right? This information I don't see anywhere. Only like right now, like AI more advanced, right? So it's kind of can talk about this too. So I was like kind of asking AI with this, and you know, like AI cannot trust, right? It can write like total uh, made up kind of stuff. It's not like verified much. But I say um, if you're born left-handed and then you draw with the right hand, your brain doing like extra effort to kind of like redirect signal. So what you naturally will do, like kind of like very fast, almost immediately with the left hand without processing, your brain must to stop, says like, okay, no, we're not doing it with left hand, we need to direct it into right hand. So there is like a constant effort on redirecting this kind of signal, kind of, right? So this is kind of very interesting. So if you stop drawing with the right hand and go back to left hand, it should kind of reduce this reduce what? Kind of like save more energy in a way, right? Like brain resources. Так. It was advertising, so let me. Так. What's this? Так, so we have girl here. And here, interesting, like in this drawing, it looks like she's sit on the floor, like this girl. So if this bench here, so we have bench here. So yeah, so she kind of sit on the floor. Okay. Whatever. It's kind of dirty. Why? Why you sit on the floor? I think David Finch. Yeah, David Finch. He's left-handed. Yes, comic book artist. So, interesting. Miyazaki. What about Miyazaki? Yeah, it's like I spend a lot of time like figuring out like how to place my hand, because you watch like left-handed artists, they kind of like draw like this or right. It's like, what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? It's like Velociraptor grab. And they have like special ink holders, no, like nip holders, like with some kind of extension. So I don't know. I think kind of like people overthinking it a little bit, because it's kind of same problem right-handers have. Like, yeah, your hand cover view, it's normal. It's not left hand problem. It's just like when you draw, yeah, your hand blocking some view is like a nose, like our nose also blocking view, but we learn to ignore it, so we don't see our nose. There is secret society of left-handers. Is there any left-hander conspiracy? Maybe now I should be in, kind of. Give me some secret knowledge and ancient tools. Here's like um, it's kind of left-hander ruler and circle. So really some trash on the ground. So interesting. What is delay today? It's still crazy delay, like 10 seconds, maybe. Okay, so soon I will make again some Scott Robertson book. So there is just final chapter with drawing vehicles. And then will be some Boolean operation series, like how to draw in forms cut into each other. Yeah, so since 2010 about I did a lot of experiments and a lot of practice with left hand. Like, 1,000 hours spent like improving my left hand, because at the beginning it was like super slow. It like was absolutely uncontrollable. Now it's like almost same like right hand. It's just like a little slower and like kind of more exhausting. I feel like kind of like draining my nerves. But so kind of like I've been practicing it, like started drawing, and I say like couple times during all this like 16 years, I've been telling myself like, okay, from today I only draw with left hand, no more right hand. And drawing with left hand every day for a month, and then I feel like I'm losing my mind. Because it's crazy. It's so draining. And I was thinking of, okay, I see people drawing with their legs, with their nose. Maybe it's not very important. So I returned back to right hand. And then recently I've been like working on my line quality, and I was thinking like, how can I get this kind of groovy organic line? And I've been like, no matter how much I try with the right hand, it's always feel kind of too edgy. It's like always feel like kind of edgy, mechanical line. It's like there's some kind of like invisible ruler and this kind of Italian curve or high school, and you always draw following this thing. But then I say like, wait a second, what if I draw with left hand? And I draw with left hand and immediately get this line quality. I was like, So I have this. So it's kind of like people say, what you wish is kind of what you been made for. Kind of like you have in you potential to get what you wish, what you really kind of desire. And this kind of interest in a specific organic line quality, I think it also came from fact that I actually can draw it, and my left hand can do it immediately. This is just kind of weird problem with like world is funny, so irony everywhere. So weird thing is just I don't know, it's like kind of weird in its specific way. So sometimes I can draw precise, sometimes it take a lot of effort to control my left hand. So I just need kind of, I guess, about 10,000 hours to really like develop it completely. So one day I will finally kind of fluent and effortless with the left hand. Hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, I can make, I'm sure I can like train my left hand to point when it will be like as accurate as the right hand. I was just like wonder at a certain point, like, every time when I get this um, to boiling point, when it's just kind of like, oh my God, it's just so tired with being like overwhelmed with the left hand. So I just, maybe it's kind of like impossible. So I was thinking maybe I'm just kind of like torturing myself, trying to change to left hand in kind of in this kind of late age. Maybe it's kind of even harmful, kind of. So, and I was talking with some neurobiologist about left hand. They kind of don't know anything. They cannot say like exactly. Because there's like talking about children who born left-handed and then they're like forced to do to become like right-handed. They start to have some kind of like problems with their psyche, kind of ADHD or uh, depression or some kind of like nerves. And then I was thinking, like, what if like turning back to left hand, I just kind of repeat this process of creating this like damage for nerve system. but now I am again. So I'm not sure, like, is this like again this kind of phase, like cycle, when I again kind of feel like it's a good idea to switch to left hand, or I'm actually will do it and now. Yeah. So for example, like in the 2013, I did like entire sketchbook. I was drawing Shanghai. So it's like every day drawing something with left hand. So all this stuff I draw with a left hand to train, you know. Most here is from photographs, but some pictures I would draw outdoors from real life. Like this, like, yeah, you can even see my left hand. So this I was living in hotel, and in the kitchen you can see a river. How's it call it? I will forget name for this river. Huanpu. Yeah, probably Huanpu River. Yeah. Even draw myself. And this you can find in my book about Shanghai. Shanghai Urban Sketches. Yeah, a lot. So many drawings. Yeah, I'm kind of like I should be studied by science. It's kind of I'm doing like experiments on myself with this left hand. Так. You can erase this. So, and I was also even like experiment like play bowling, um, what shooting was like, you know, like shooting pistol, rifle. Sometimes really like left hand do it better. Like if I do it as left-handed, it's better than right-handed. So it's like this story about a guy with a parachute. So when he been like a need to kind of pick this emergency ring, he use his left hand, so he cannot reach the ring. It's take more like time to figure out. Need to use right hand in extreme situation. Так. So let it dry. Draw. One more picture. So this one also interesting, kind of fish eye interior. And again, you see, like, purpose of this exercise is not, you are not like copying it, so don't worry much about like imitate and copy every element here. Purpose of this is to explore and experience. So you look, how can you build picture like this, right? And we have tools. Our tools is a perspective grid. So let's see. So yeah, it's kind of like a curved horizon line. And if you watch my video about curved fisheye, you know how to build this curved horizon line perspective grid, which is not so difficult as it seems. You just need to know kind of like direction of curvature, and then you need to repeat of drawing it. And the y-axis. Y-axis going kind of this. So here, this y-axis, here this. And then curvature goes this way. So here we have character. Так, best big. can draw road, some buildings. Let me take some coffee.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Who are you?
Bond. Jane Bond.
Так, окей. There's ink. This reference, look left-handed, like left-handed drawing. Yeah, so anyway, I will do my own research. We'll make a video about left-handed and right-handed artists. You know, maybe there will be some scientist who will find this video and steal me for laboratory in the night. Like flying some kind of yeah, they probably have these flying dishes just I don't know, for some reason, you know, to steal in left-handers in the night with a special magnet laser. And then like Just for fun, they will turn you into Wolverine, like make adamantium bones. And it's like, you never know, right? Well, it's gonna end. You think you just drawing pictures, and then next week you wake up in a laboratory with a metal skeleton. And you're like, wow. Yeah. Life is tough. It's kind of need to be ready for everything. Like, are you ready for Wolverine scenario? Wolverine prepper. And then they will send you to moon, work on mines. Interesting. What happens there with um, moon expedition right now? Need to check. Did they find a Nazi on a dark side of the moon? Hitler base. And yes, it sounds like idea for a new Marvel superhero. Two left-handed Wolverine. Can you hear this bird? Chicken. Let's make lines faster. It's too slow. Quick. So when you kind of also study different artist style, it's important to notice not only what pencils they use, but also kind of how they move, like how fast, right? Because you see line quality very different when it's fast, short, fast line, long, fast line, or very slow lines. Because kind of like most mangakas, they draw in like fast lines, kind of this, right? Like we can see it in all their videos. And you cannot like make same quality if you're trying to do it slow. Yeah, so this was too slow and it became wobble. Yeah, so I will do research, like left-handed, right-handed artists. Probably will double check if I can find artists who been switch from right hand to left hand, and we'll make video about this. Not perfect, but a reference. It's also like this. So actually, like if you remember, like my first drawings, they all had a wobble line, like very slow and wobble. And then when I was drawing, like, no, I'm talking about landscapes, right? So I've been drawing a lot of urban sketch from observation. And my first 100 drawings have been like, have this kind of wobble line. And somehow it's actually make it look more vivid. You know, it's kind of everything vibrating. Some kind of like imperfection, human touch. And then after this 100 drawings, I been like able to draw like very clean straight lines without any wobble. And actually I didn't like it because with a clean line it's also kind of problem. It's your mistakes became more visible. So, and when you draw some kind of very complex stuff and you try to little kind of hide some uncertain elements, you're using these tricks. And also for this kind of like pulsation effect, like kind of air. This feels, yeah, like kind of like a summer air when everything like little wobbles. So I was on the purpose trying to like little like shake hands. But it's actually like everywhere. We can see in every artist kind of have this thing when imperfection and mistakes might be artistic choice. Or kind of like partially choice, like conscious decision, and partially like compromise. So artists kind of know, like for example, when you draw fast, you don't have time to properly measure and calculate proportions and stuff. So inevitably you will do like errors with the proportions. So you might decide, say like, yeah, okay, I give it space. I give it like a instead of trying totally eliminate it, I give it some space. I give it some like a pass for little errors, and then you have more energy, more focus to work on a composition, to make some kind of really important accents in your work, to which will kind of like more powerful than just like accurate drawing, you know. Yeah, you can draw like super accurate, super realistic, and so what, right? It's always kind of this question. It's like, okay, looks cool. So more important is actually kind of message or effect which you want to make, and it's better to direct more of your energy, more of your mental capacity, kind of operative memory into this task. It's like how to impress, or kind of impress and manipulate viewer, maybe. So you want kind of catch a viewer. It's like sometimes, you know, I think like how media works. It's like any like informational media or this kind of like drawings and stuff. It reminds me, how's it called? Like a judo, you know. So there have like throws. So you grab person, like no, kind of like you hold him, then you need to move person from outside from his balance, just like move him out from his center of balance, so he will start to be like a very unstable, and then you do little effort to direct kind of where he will fall down, right? Like kind of like throw him. So this kind of like what artists do, you know, what media do. They like, it's kind of basics of manipulation. First you kind of like connect to viewer, then you move him out of balance, so he became like more vulnerable and manipulative, and then you direct him like towards ground, let's say, right? Like where he need to fall. If you will try to kind of like use your force to push somebody, like when he standing firm, no, you might then you must be like much stronger, you know, or maybe it will not work anyway. So much more kind of efficient and effortless. It's this kind of technique of kind of using this like kind of aikido approach. And what is interesting there, you know, in this kind of like when you move person out of balance, like out of his point of balance, you're doing it not horizontally. You're doing it like 45 degree. So there is even like specific geometry, right? So you kind of like pull him 45 degree down, and this is how you move someone from his balance. And this is kind of like what we're doing in art. Kind of pulling 45 degree out of balance, and then like throw, and people like have a catharsis, you know. They're like, whoa, what happened? It's like everything just like, and I just lying on the ground. Так. Because with some practice, you're doing it very fast and very smooth. So somebody untrained, he don't notice. So you go to watch movie and you don't notice how they manipulating you, like dragging into its conditions. This kind of like so-called emotional roller coasters. So you fell in one emotion, then you fell in other emotion, and it's like if some dude in the dojo kind of throwing you around just left and right, left and right. this one very cool, kind of upshot camera on the ground, looking up. Let me give my cat some food. It's meowing.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Who are you?
My name is Bond.
Jane Bond.
All right. Keep on rolling. So here you see we have horizon line tilted, no, not tilted, like curved this way because it's upshot. So when downshot, horizon line curved this way. When upshot, horizon line curved this way. And again, I have like a very good tutorial about this. You can watch like fisheye perspective. Так, also there's Amao artist, very good examples. Так, so now we have this. So Z vanishing point, y-axis and x-axis. And now we draw composition. Right, so what we have? Some dude here. So this kind of like first composition sketch, you just making very basic shapes. Don't need to worry too much about making like pretty lines or clean lines. And this stage you just make sure you know what and where is placed. Make sure like everything will have like enough space. Because if you will start to draw like all this super detailed, and then you figure out its placement is not perfect, it will be very kind of, it will be very sad. So this kind of proportions and orientation, so it's like how stuff arranged together, all these different shapes. So like without making it too much kind of complex composition theory, if you at least follow this rule, if you at least, like just make sure you kind of like arrange stuff as best as you can, like just being like intuitive, subjective, you will improve with this, just keep trying your best with a proper focus, make you improve. And then you can put all this composition theory, all this sophisticated and nuanced principles. This way it's kind of more kind of easier to handle, to manage, than if you're starting from theory and then you don't know what to do with it. Practice is a king. And there is a lot of kind of crazy, like kind of like pictures, and they're showing you this like like golden cut and stuff, and like it's going here and going there, and there is a star and something, and then like they say, okay, here is a head, here is stuff. Yeah, you can put this on anything. You can like take any random picture or painting and put a triangle in it and say like, look, there is system of a triangle composition. Only kind of, again, problem with it, so many such kind of overthinking, it's perfectly like appears by accident. But what is really important is just to have kind of clarity, like what do you show, like at least know for yourself like what do you want to show, and make sure people will see it and recognize, right? This gets so annoying. Just get foot and nose screaming. Woof. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy here. Так. So if you manage to show everything you want to show, then you manage how to kind of package, kind of, right? So it's like design and style. It's like a packaging. It's like how you serve, how you present what you're talking about or what you're showing. Kind of performance, right? Like how you want it to be performed. And basically that's it. Because then you see it's like so many people digging into theory of composition and stuff. And when you look how they draw in themselves, they don't draw actually. They only talking, kind of. It's only theory. And it's kind of, yeah, it's all fine, but you need to know like what's first and like where is priority, right? What help you to work and what is just some kind of like extra information which kind of should be properly perceived. It's not kind of for beginners. For beginners might be even be like harmful because it's just unnecessary. Crazy. Hello, John Wilson. Thank you. Так. Go, go out, crazy cat, go out.
les antennes captent plus rien. Je marche pieds nus sur le goudron, ça brûle. Et je m'en fous, je m'en fous. Écran total, je ne sens plus rien. Écran total, ça passe à travers moi. La plage est un parking, les vagues sont du béton, les mouettes comme des alarmes, personne ne les entend. Et je m'en fous, je m'en fous. Écran total, je ne sens plus rien. Écran total, ça passe à travers moi. Écran total, plus rien, écran total, à travers moi, écran total, écran total, écran total.
No, I don't make animation. I draw comic books and murals, urban sketch, kind of this stuff. Okay, let's draw just random fisheye. Actually, Techno Viking is a 5-point perspective. So let's see. Opposite. Let's do like this. So we'll do curved horizon line like this. Here is the vanishing point. Y axis. X. Так. Techno Viking in fisheye. Interesting. And here we have Techno Viking in fisheye. Check his face. Okay, there is more beard. It looks like Skibidi Viking. Let's make everybody dance. So kind of technique of drawing crowds. So you need to draw a couple people in the front, detailed, and then after this like intermediate space is very easy to fill. Most kind of like take time is to draw these front figures. So when it feels like you need to draw like 20 people, in reality you draw only like 8, maybe 8 people, and all the rest they just, it's like body parts. Somewhere is like you can see head, somewhere you can see hand. Yes, I think this Viking, he's kind of organizer of this event because he's like dancing more than everybody else. Kind of trying to ignite crowd. Everybody dance now. Так. It's like ink is finishing. Yeah, so when you draw this people in this narrow spaces, it's much easier. Yeah, this need music again. have very crazy music here. Yeah. Give to loves art. Yeah, if you 6 year you cannot learn perspective, then maybe no, I mean just then it's not your thing. Because I don't know how many years you need to face the true that perspective is not for you, or maybe drawing. Because there is so many type of so many type of art kind of you can do. Not every of them require perspective. Some, like portraits, you can manage draw portraits without perspective. Still life, drawing flowers. This I was like about 10 years drawing landscapes with a very simple perspective. So certain landscapes you can draw without perspective, like just kind of like front of a building, nature, some trees, mountains, stuff like this. So some artists, they avoid perspective, and there's like tricks how you can just kind of draw around perspective without using perspective. But if you have a goal kind of to draw realistic pictures with perspective, like I don't know, like Kim Jong-gi or Katsuhiro Otomo, then it's not work for you. It's not your thing. Because I don't think it's something so hard like people cannot learn themselves. You can definitely learn it by yourself, and I believe like everybody can learn it, but never know, some people just might be have their own kind of issue which make you not able to draw in perspective. But if you're not managed to kind of discipline and organize yourself to draw and improve perspective, then you don't need this actually. It's like is not really your stuff. Also, like Kim Jong-il been given workshop, like it's very funny, somewhere in America when he was visiting. So and he like explained all this, like how to draw perspective, all the stuff, like talking in Korean and translate. And somebody like from a crowd say, but perspective is so hard. Kim Jong-il is like, who says this? It's like, if like a Techno Viking, but Kim Jong-il style. Like he's like, you. It's like, if perspective is too hard, then don't be artist. You know. If you think it's like, oh, it's so hard, it's impossible, it's like whatever, right? Okay, then don't be artist. It's not for you. What else can say? Because it's not too hard. It's not harder than anything else. Because there's so many stuff in the world, you know, what we can do. And everything hard. Everything hard. Easy only, like, I don't know, like, easy only go to toilet. And even this not always easy, right? So if you want to make something good, it's a lot of work, it's very hard. And if you can't manage to get through it, to work with it, then choose something else. Do something else. Because it's not kind of like easier for me. It's not like people who can draw in perspective. It's because it's been easier for them. No, it's only easier. Like we can only talk about something really like easier for one people and harder for other people. It's hard for everyone, but it's harder for people with a lower IQ. So yeah, if people like have higher IQ, for them it will be easier. They can grasp everything faster than people with low IQ. And also people with low IQ, they just have in general more limitations. Some stuff they will never able to do in their life. So, or people with some kind of mental disorders, they kind of like limited by their condition, right? So, but if we take like any default people, and if you consider yourself like normal people, you're aware kind of your kind of capabilities, and you consider yourself like average person, then for you learn perspective is not harder than for me. I struggle a lot, and it was like crazy hard for me to learn all this. But because I decide to learn to improve, because I really want it, so I find how to deal with it, how to manage it. If it's not really important, then people just kind of procrastinating on it. You know, you can say like you've been studied very hard 6 years, but in reality you've been drawing like, I don't know, like 100 pictures in these 6 years, right? When me, like in 6 years I've been drawing like 6,000 pictures. You know, it's just kind of compare like how many like hard work it is kind of to achieve something. You know, being like reading like hundreds of books, like watching everything and drawing a lot. It's a lot of work. So only reason why it might be like impossible is some kind of actual limitations, which is, like I say, it's kind of medical condition, or just it's not really important, and just need to be honest with yourself. It's like, okay, I not really need this. I see it so many times. People look like pretty pictures, and I say like, oh, teach me how to draw. I want to draw stuff like this. I say, okay, and you start to teach, start to explain, and for people it's just like, no way, I need to learn so many stuff. I need to work so much. It's like they didn't even know. They think it's just like fun, and no. It's like any job, right? Like when you look how somebody something do, it looks like much easier than it is. I mean, it's even look like there is not a job at all. You look like taxi driver. Hey, taxi driver, is this a real job? You just sit all day and driving cars. Like it must be easy, right? And if you consider it this way, it's like if you believe it should be easy, and when you try, it feels so hard. Yeah, it's like a huge contrast. It feels like no way. It must be hard because I'm not talented, kind of. Because look, all these people, it's so easy for them, you know. But it's not easy for anyone. It's just can you carry it or not? Dun, 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 dun. I guess my answer is not very candy. Tutti frutti, oh the tutti frutti, oh yeah. Так. Oh, interesting. Is there still copyright for Elvis? Need to double check. I forget, like 40 years for public domain or 60 or for 100 years. No, it must be like 40 probably. No, it's impossible. Elvis in public domain. It's impossible. Yeah, gift loves art. Like if you say it's like you don't know how to approach perspective, you see, it's like it's kind of, yeah, it's like, is this like a threshold? You need to get through this like first kind of first level when you are like totally ignorant, and then you go to more educated stage. This first stage is very kind of uncomfortable, like very hard, right? Because everything wrong, everything difficult, and in general, it's not important what approach you choose. You can watch like different artists, use different books. Important is to build more experience, and you need to use your own kind of be in, have more inquire, you know. So it's like you have task, right? You have a goal. You choose. You make a tactic how to reach this goal. You try this, you fail. You make new tactic, or you change direction, right? You do it again, you fail. Then again, you make new tactic. You try new tools, you try new approach. You just need to keep attacking this, and you like learn how to do it. Like, okay, what theory is there, how to actually apply it, how to actually use it. You keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying. So this just very basic feedback loop, right? Like try and error, make mistakes, look why you have these mistakes, why is look different, but you need to keep drawing, keep trying. That's it. So it's like there is no magic, there is no like special approach which will be like perfect for you, unless you kind of have teacher who is actually kind of exactly like kind of synchronized with you, and this teacher can directly in a private class, like when I have student, right, I know exactly like, okay, I see he can learn perspective, and I find it just like step by step how I kind of feed information, and I control like whole process, and I make sure he or she understands like every detail and go to next more complex stage, kind of, you know. So yeah, if you want, it's the best, it's of course you find like master and directly in a private class learn from him. He will help you to get through this first uncomfortable stage, kind of. But also, if like talking about like video tutorials or book or whatever, I think I have the best tutorials here on my channel. Just go like a perspective for beginners. So that's it. Because kind of like, you know, this kind of general questions, especially like when you don't know who you're speaking with, very hard to answer, you know. So it's like you don't see pictures. So it's like people say like, I have problem with perspective. What exactly it's mean, right? It's like unless when you don't see actual drawings, what people do, when you don't see person, it is not really hard to know exactly what is mean. I have problem with perspective, you know. So yeah, so just keep pushing and you will get through this stage. Like, and watch, I have these tutorials like perspective for beginners. Make a goal to become a teacher yourself, because like you right now, you don't have teachers there who can teach you perspective. Train yourself, became this teacher, so other young artists can learn from you. You know, it's kind of like opportunity and how to say, scarcity. Yeah, you will be like one on a 100,000 miles perspective buster there. If you watch my tutorials, like perspective for beginners, how to draw with perspective grids, nobody explain so clearly like I do. So go and watch them. It will help you for sure. Так. Okay, anyway, so for today, I guess this some techno inspiration for you. See you later.